Before time was measured, before space was understood, the universe followed rules no one could explain. Gravity pulled, light traveled, time moved forward, unchallenged, unquestioned. For centuries, humanity accepted these laws as fixed, until one man dared to ask a forbidden question. What if reality itself was wrong?
Albert Einstein is one of the few human beings whose name alone evokes genius. His wild hair, thoughtful eyes, and iconic equation have become symbols recognized across the planet. Yet behind the legend lies a deeply human story, one filled with rejection, doubt, obsession, moral struggle, and breathtaking imagination. This is not just the story of a physicist. This is the story of how one man changed how humanity understands time, space, energy, and itself. Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879, in the quiet German city of Ulm. The world he entered was ruled by certainty. Physics, as taught at the time, appeared complete. Isaac Newton's laws had explained motion for over 200 years. The universe was believed to be orderly, predictable, and fully understood. No one suspected that its foundations were about to be shaken. Einstein's birth did not signal greatness. In fact, his early years worried his parents. He was slow to speak, quiet, withdrawn, and often lost in thought. Some relatives feared he might be intellectually limited. No one could have imagined that this silent child would one day dismantle centuries of scientific belief. As a young boy, Einstein was captivated by a simple object, a compass. When he saw the needle move without being touched, guided by an invisible force, he was stunned. Something unseen was controlling reality. That moment planted a seed that never stopped growing. From then on, Einstein became obsessed with invisible forces and hidden truths. School, however, was not kind to him. The rigid German education system valued obedience and memorization. Einstein valued curiosity. Teachers scolded him for questioning authority. One famously told him he would never amount to anything. To Einstein, school felt suffocating. He later described it as a system designed to crush creativity. Yet outside the classroom, his mind soared. He taught himself advanced mathematics and physics as a teenager, devouring books meant for university students. While others played, Einstein imagined writing alongside a beam of light, an idea that would later reshape the universe. At 16, Einstein made a radical choice. He renounced his German citizenship to avoid military service and fled to Switzerland. He was stateless, poor, and uncertain, but free. Freedom mattered more to him than security. It always would. Einstein enrolled at the Swiss Federal Polytechnic in Zurich. Even there, he struggled with authority and skipped lectures he found boring. Professors saw him as undisciplined. When he graduated, not a single professor recommended him for an academic job. Doors closed one by one. Rejected by universities, Einstein took a job that seemed like failure, a low-level patent clerk in Bern. 8 hours a day, he evaluated inventions, devices meant to solve practical problems. The job paid little and offered no prestige, but it gave him something priceless: time to think. In the quiet of the patent office, Einstein conducted the greatest scientific rebellion in history. In 1905, a year now called his miracle year, Einstein published 4 papers that would change the course of science forever. At the time, he was unknown. No lab, no funding, no academic title, just a mind on fire. One paper explained the photoelectric effect, showing that light could behave as particles. This work would later earn him the Nobel Prize. Another paper explained Brownian motion, providing proof that atoms, still debated at the time, were real. But the final two papers were revolutionary.
Einstein challenged one of humanity's deepest assumptions, that time was absolute. He proposed the theory of special relativity, built on a simple but shocking idea. The speed of light is constant, no matter how fast the observer moves. This single statement shattered reality.
Time could slow down, length could shrink. Two events that seemed simultaneous to one observer might not be simultaneous to another. Space and time were no longer separate. They were woven together into a single fabric, space-time. From this theory came an equation so powerful it would become legend. E equals mc squared. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. It revealed that matter itself is a form of energy, compressed, hidden, and immense. The implications were staggering. A tiny amount of mass could release enormous power. Humanity had unknowingly unlocked a door it would one day struggle to close.
At first, Einstein's ideas were ignored or dismissed as bizarre, but experiments began to confirm his predictions. Slowly, the scientific world realized something extraordinary had happened. A patent clerk had rewritten the laws of the universe. Fame followed, but not immediately. Einstein's true rise came with his next breakthrough, general relativity. For 10 grueling years, Einstein obsessed over gravity. Newton had described gravity as a force pulling objects together. Einstein saw something deeper. He proposed that massive objects bend space-time itself. Planets don't orbit because they're pulled. They follow curves in space-time created by mass. It was a radical vision. Space could stretch. Time could slow. The universe was dynamic, not static. In 1919, during a solar eclipse, scientists tested Einstein's predictions by observing how starlight bent around the sun. The results matched his theory perfectly. Newspapers exploded with headlines. A new theory of the universe. Newtonian ideas overthrown. Albert Einstein became a global icon overnight. He was suddenly everywhere, lecturing to packed halls, meeting world leaders, appearing in newspapers across continents. His name became synonymous with genius itself. But fame weighed heavily on him. He was awkward, socially distant, and deeply private. While the world celebrated his mind, his personal life unraveled. His first marriage collapsed. His relationships with his children were strained. Genius did not shield him from loneliness. As Einstein's fame grew, so did political darkness in Europe. In Germany, nationalism turned into extremism. Adolf Hitler rose to power. Anti-Semitism spread like fire. Einstein, Jewish and outspoken, became a target. Nazi groups labeled his work Jewish physics. His books were burned in the streets. His safety vanished. In 1933, Einstein fled Germany forever. He accepted a position at Princeton University in the United States. America became his refuge and his prison of conscience. As World War II loomed, Einstein faced the greatest moral dilemma of his life. Scientists warned that Nazi Germany might develop a new weapon based on nuclear fission. Einstein understood the terrifying potential of his equation. Reluctantly, he signed a letter to U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, warning him of the possibility of an atomic bomb. That letter helped initiate the Manhattan Project. Einstein did not work on the bomb. He opposed its creation, but history would forever link his name to nuclear destruction. When atomic bombs devastated Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Einstein was shaken. He called it the greatest tragedy of his life. He had unlocked a truth of nature, but humanity had used it for annihilation. From that moment on, Einstein became a fierce advocate for peace. He warned that technological power without moral wisdom could end civilization. He spoke against nuclear weapons, nationalism, and blind obedience to authority. In his later years, Einstein returned to solitude. He pursued a final obsession,
a unified theory that could merge all forces of nature into one elegant framework. He believed the universe must be simple at its core. He never found it. Some critics dismissed his final work as failure, but Einstein never measured success by recognition. He believed the pursuit of truth mattered more than results. On April 18, 1955, Albert Einstein died at the age of 76. His last words were spoken in German to a nurse who did not understand them. The man who had explained the universe left it quietly. But his legacy did not fade. Einstein's ideas powered GPS satellites, nuclear energy, quantum computing, and modern cosmology. His theories predicted black holes, gravitational waves, and the expanding universe, phenomena confirmed decades later. More than equations, Einstein left behind a philosophy. He believed imagination was more powerful than knowledge, that curiosity was sacred, that authority should always be questioned, that science without ethics was dangerous. Albert Einstein did not just change physics, he changed how humanity sees reality. He showed us that time can bend, space can curve, energy hides inside matter, and that a single questioning mind can challenge centuries of certainty. In a universe vast and mysterious, Einstein reminded us of one essential truth: never stop asking why. Before you go, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Every click helps this channel grow and allows us to create more videos like this. Thank you for being part of this journey. See you in the next one.